'Twas Christmas 2024. And Beyonce, whoa. Before we get going, a small disclaimer. This video is a personal account of TikTok Discourse. The information provided comes from the FYP of a single individual and may be different from the other individual experiences. This is not slander of Beyonce or the Beehive. I think we can start again. 'Twas Christmas 2024 and Beyonce Ball was underway. For the first time, we were to witness Beyonce perform Cowboy Carter live and in living color. There were marching bands, cowboy hats, finger pistols, and American flags, and Netflix was there to cover it all. But what happens when one TikToker makes a video that spiraled into weeks of discourse, ranging from propaganda to colorism, culture, anti-blackness, and the continued death of online discourse? Now I know you're saying to yourself, listen lady, get to the point. I want to know what happened. And I'm with you. But I had to set the background because this is a crazy ride. Let's meet our first character, Hannah. Han for short, and on TikTok. She made a short video which has since been deleted, asking if anybody else saw what she saw. Was the performance, which she herself admits was great, actually just propaganda? And was Beyonce modern-day America's greatest propagandist? The singular video saw a lot of responses. Some people agreeing, seeing the propaganda that Han was trying to point out, while others were really upset at what they say is a disregard of Southern American Black culture and the ways in which the American flag, though it may stand for other things in other contexts, in this particular context was just another cultural marker used within their culture. Now I refuse to have an opinion on this matter. I am neither American nor Southern. I am just here to act as a vessel to walk you through what happened on the fateful weeks after the performance. The discussions about Han's lack of nuance in her discussion of the performance led to many dark-skinned Black women and Southern Black women feeling that Han's videos, her subsequent comments and response videos lacked tact. They felt that their voices were being silenced, their opinions being thrown away, and the use of propaganda was an inflammatory word known for its negative connotations. And as the conversation continued, we moved away from just about the culture that Han was not including in her discourse and discussion to the culture of Han herself. Not just her culture, but her racial identity as a mixed woman in America. This led what I like to call phase 2 of the Beyonce Ball discourse apocalypse. Han is a mixed race woman, and the race of her parents, a white mother and a Black, and I've also heard mixed father, came into discussion when trying to understand whether she could at all lead this particular conversation. Some people took exceptions to this because, as a widely accepted idea, biracial people are considered Black, while others feel like that is not as cut and dry as my statement makes it seem. And as this debate continued, there was the line that rocked everything to its core. Devon, our second character, came in hot with the sentence that we will all remember, maybe forever, stating,
if the first person you suckled on was your oppressor because your mother is white, you do not get to spearhead the conversation of Black Southern patriotism.
This statement was seen to be very inflammatory by most. Many people, big creators who have big numbers, came out in support of Han and to also push back on the narratives around race that were being discussed in the moment. While some people were engaging in rhetoric that was coming across as race science, other people were pointing out the validity or non-validity of a mixed race person's identity in discussing and critiquing and partaking in discourse about racial and cultural identity that was represented in the Beyonce Ball. That one sentence by Devon led to so much outrage that in this 3-week span, maybe 4, of this particular discourse, it consumed my FYP. I mean, think pieces, arguments, people protecting her, people saying she deserved it, people saying Devon wasn't even harsh enough. I saw it all. And Devon herself got a lot of pushback, not just for what she has done, but for allegedly only dating white men, which people felt was a little bit hypocritical considering the ways in which she spoke about the mixed-race nature of Han's identity. And you would think that would be all. No. Because in the discussion of Han's mixed race nature, and in what Devon said, pointing out that Han's mother is the white woman in her parentage, the discourse then turned to what is the difference between somebody who is mixed race with a white mother or mixed race with a black mother. Many people started giving personal anecdotes of how they know that a mixed race person has a white mother, stating that you can see it in how they act, how they talk, how they interact with black culture, their closeness or separatedness from blackness. This, again, became a whole new section of this conversation. We had many people weighing in, talking about whether or not there is a difference which parent is black and what that difference is. I'd like you to meet somebody else in this conversation. I'd like you to meet Tori, our next character in the discourse apocalypse. Tori has been on my FYP a few times, but I've never really followed her and only ever pops up when there's a really big commotion around something she has said or something that people are saying she's doing. And Tori came and posed a question after, of course, engaging in the discourse for some time. She wanted to know,
why is it that every time we think a person might have a white mom based off of their behavior, before we know for a fact that they do, it turns out that they do?
Many people agreed with her in the comment section, and one man stitched her video. And to introduce you now to character number 4, Christian Divine. Now, Christian, somebody who made videos from the beginning of this discourse. Christian made a video disagreeing with Han. In fact, he was talking about the fact that he had been at a party watching the Beyonce Bowl and got into an argument there about how this is not propaganda and in fact just Southern culture. This was coming from him as somebody born and raised in the South. He made a video highlighting this fact and talking about it. For some reason, the fact that Christian did this does get lost in transition because the arc of his story really starts to begin when he stitched Tori's video.
Around 70% of marriages that happen between black and white people, 70% of them are black husband, white wife. So it's not even that like we have a sixth sense about who is black mom, white mom. It's that if you guess white mom, you're most of the time going to be right.
This video in itself was not problematic, right? He took the time to ask everybody to not attack Tori and that this wasn't against her, but a simple fact check of sorts.
And I want to clarify, this is not an attack on Tori. No hate to Tori. I do not know Tori. This is not meant to be like I'm just.
And I was there when Tori asked the question about why he chose to stitch her. She said, in fact, Christian does not generally stitch people on his page. What he does do is talk about the issue at hand, but not a direct stitch. And so Tory accuses Christian of knowing exactly what he's doing, of using the no hate to Tory, I don't even know Tory of it all to justify the hate, vitriol, comments, discourse that is going to come onto her on her page as a smaller creator. And you would think maybe that's all, but it's just the beginning. Christian goes on to comment a few times on Tory's videos, and Tory responds every time. She responds to various other comments from people coming from Christian's page, people who are her own followers, and anybody else in her comment section, telling either her side of the story, clarifying what she means, making sure that people understand that she's not saying big creators cannot stitch other creators, but that when big creators stitch as other creators, they know the consequences of that stitch. This went on and on for a little while, and Christian seemingly left Tory alone. Now, initially, he did not answer in video form. He made a couple of comments and then seemingly kept it moving until Tory makes a video, stitching a video that we had not yet seen from Christian.
Hey, this video is for Tory Greer, specifically the person who's made 49 videos about me in the last day and a half because I stitched her video. Someone sent you a private video of mine that I will now share with all of you. This was a video I posted privately that somebody sent to her. Tory girl is dropping a new video about me every 10 minutes. And someone, when I made the first video, someone's like, oh, you probably shouldn't interact with her. And I was like, why? Like, I don't know what this is.
This video was made to his friends only, but somehow had gotten into the hands of Tory. Christian decided that since it's out there, he's gonna post the video himself on his own page. And when he did so, he went on to explain that this wasn't friends only, no one else was supposed to see it, he's unsure who got their hands on it and sent it to Tory, and then also responded to Tory. Now, we all know that every good story needs a good villain. And depending on where you stand on any one of these topics and any one of these matters and any one of these influencers, who you consider the villain may change. And I think the person who had the best villain video was DJ Soulchild, who came out and said this.
That was me. That was me that screen recorded that friends only video and sent it to Tory. I did it. No one's gonna do anything about it. No one's gonna beat me up. No one's gonna delete my accounts. No one's gonna do nothing to me.
In true villain fashion, he comes out to proclaim that he, in fact, sent the video to Tory and that no one's going to do anything to him for doing so. Christian responds, all hell breaks loose. Now, there's some side characters in this, right? People who along the way have supported or not supported the original argument and several arguments since. And so I'm going to take the time now, before telling you the last arc of our story, to give you a little flash of other characters, side quests, side stories, and fights that you may have missed. First, Julesy. I personally do follow Julesy on YouTube. Her initial standing argument in this whole debate was that there is not enough time, resources, sources, or anything else on TikTok to have the Beyonce as a propagandist discourse. That was her initial take as I saw it, and continued in that vein. I will say, when DJ Soulchild became part of the conversation, she did call him Ashy a few times, opening us up to a little side quest with Julesy and DJ Soulchild and DJ Soulchild's followers going back and forth. And Joelle, a lady named Joelle, started going back and forth with Julesy in defense of DJ Soulchild for his defense of Tory, a black woman. I'll let Julesy tell us a little bit more about what happened.
You know, the craziest thing, or the good thing is, he can't really even say nothing negative about me, baby. Thank you for complimenting my very clear skin. You still a messy ass bitch. And the real crazy part about this is it's Joelle who led him to me. Y'all rah about defend black women, and then you set me up like this. Y'all not even rah about defend black women. Y'all are much more interested in dunking on a black man. And I think Christian was actually wrong in this, but y'all are so emotionally invested in making sure that everybody fully sees him as an ancient ass Negro under the guise of protect black women that you can't even hold up your own claimed morality. You want to talk about people doing in the comments? What is this, Joelle? The comments are just nasty because now it's being framed as if I was saying something negative about Tory when the video was fully about Genty being a messy ass bitch. I don't have no opinion on Tory, and I think she's actually correct to video reply to comments because it allows comments to stay around because of how wonky this app is. That tracks to me. That's why I've never said anything negative about it.
I brought up Tory as a black woman because this is the crux of our new discourse. Anti-blackness. Anti-blackness has existed as part of this discourse as a common thread, starting at the voices of black Southern women being shut down from Hand's first video and continuing as a through line up to this point and continuing on. The biggest issue some people had with Tory is that she supposedly made 49 videos about Christian Divine, and DJ Soulchild says he gave Tory Christian's video to protect her as a black woman because he did not like that a black woman was being discussed in a manner in which she would not be able to defend herself because it was a friend-only video and Tory and Christian Divine are not mutuals, even though Christian Divine and DJ Soulchild were mutuals, but then Christian Divine blocked DJ Soulchild and Tory. People are accusing Tory and DJ Soulchild of weaponizing anti-blackness as a way to make sure that they do not have to take accountability, they cannot be called in or called out, etc., etc., etc. You be the judge. Another side character we have is Crutches and Spice, and she makes a lot of content around disability rights. Now, she spoke a little bit during this conversation when people started, invoking some race science talking points, talking about how this may become useful, this kind of rhetoric may become useful in the bid to destroy Loving v. Virginia. That upset a lot of people. People felt that it was unrelated, and honestly, people were not nice about making sure that Crutches and Spice knows that they disagree with her quite strongly. The next character is Khalil, who goes by Draft Dodger. He came out saying quite loudly that Beyonce is, in fact, a propagandist, but then also got in a tussle with DJ Soulchild. There was also Kiera Bro, who had historically had issues with DJ Soulchild, also coming in to talk about how DJ Soulchild, is disrespectful of his mutuals, according to her. We also had Henny Under Talk and other such influences all coming towards DJ Soulchild and what he's done. Now, I know I've said a lot, but I need to take you back to Tory. As Tory continued to make videos, allegedly 49, she wakes up one day and she's been blocked. And I wake up one day and I see a video of her saying she's blocked. Now, because I don't follow her, I don't realize that my FYP is serving me Tory on a different page. She was posting from her backup page. And she was blocked because of this.
Why is she still on this app? Why is she still on this app? I never have ever got on here and been like, go to the creators page. Now, I've definitely told people to block people who were like spreading lies about me and shit, but I've never just been like, anybody who sees this, go report her. Fuck a block. Report that hoe. She's a bully and she's a harasser. Report her. Do to her what she keeps doing to everyone else.
Enter the last character, the Lost Poet. The Lost Poet has some issues with Tory around things Tory said about Palestine. This back and forth continued, bringing up videos from the Lost Prophet having a fight with other people and a particular friend, to be exact. That conversation went on right into around the 12th or 13th of Jan. Another character was Trapwitch, who made a video which has also since been deleted that made it seem like he was accusing Christian Divine of maybe not being good with consent. This is obviously problematic. It's a problematic statement to say about somebody on the internet, but lots of people agreed and ran with it and created videos and comments supporting this. There's still a lot of talk about this on the FYP, but I just felt like it's time to make this video because I think it's died down just enough for us to quit. I'm just playing. Now, as of the 16th of Jan, people are wanting to talk about whether there's a difference between Bad Bunny's new album and what he's doing for Puerto Rico, and Beyonce and what she did with Cowboy Carter for Southern American culture. I don't know if that one's going to stick because it is 3 days till a possible ban. And I want to remind you that this all began because of her halftime show on Netflix. I've enjoyed a lot of it, frightened by some of it, worried in general. And to go back to my disclaimer, I will not be giving my opinion on who's right and who's wrong of any of these many bits of discourses that have weaved their way through my FYP these last few weeks. What I will say is TikTok discourse may not be discourse at all. Thank you guys so much if you made it to the end. I know this was all over the place because this was all over the place in real time and in real life, but I enjoyed every moment of making this recap because I didn't even realize how much of this I remembered. It's a little bit worrisome. Thank you once again for joining me, and I'll see you next time.